The boxing gym was loud and full of energy. Music blasted from the speakers, punches hit bags, and young fighters shouted encouragements. The air smelled of sweat and determination. Amid all the chaos, an older black man quietly stepped through the door. His slow, calm walk didn't draw any attention. Most of the gym's regulars barely noticed him as he moved toward the heavy bag area, his worn jacket hanging loosely over his frame. When the man asked if he could use the heavy bag, the younger fighters smirked and exchanged mocking glances. One sneered, "You sure you belong here, old man?" Others chuckled behind their gloves, but the man didn't respond with words. Instead, he gave a simple nod and stepped aside, patiently waiting his turn. His calm silence spoke louder than any argument. The gym's noise seemed to quiet as people watched him start wrapping his hands. His movements were slow and deliberate, each loop of the tape measured and steady. The tension grew. Something about the older man's quiet focus made the room hold its breath. No one knew what to expect next. The gym was usually filled with young amateur fighters, TikTok stars showing off their skills, and local talent trying to make a name for themselves. Loud, confident, and full of energy, they dominated the space. In contrast, the older man stood out with his simple gear, worn wraps and a plain jacket, and his quiet, calm presence. There was something different about him, something that made people pause just for a moment. Everyone waited, unsure of what to expect next. He stepped toward the heavy bag and threw his first punch. It landed clean and strong, echoing through the gym like a drumbeat. Then another, and a quick combination followed: jab, jab, cross, hook. Slowly, heads began to turn. The crowd's smirks faded into surprise as they watched his fluid movements and precise footwork. He moved with the grace and skill of someone who had done this 1,000 times before. The young fighters exchanged nervous glances. "You boxed before, old man?" one said with a sarcastic laugh. Another joked, "Maybe he's just seen too many Rocky movies." Emboldened by the crowd, one of them put on gloves and stepped forward. The trainer hesitated, sensing something different in the air. "You sure you want to do this?" he asked quietly. The gym grew quiet, the challenge hanging heavy between them. The fighters touched gloves, a quiet moment before the storm. The bell rang sharply through the gym. The younger man lunged forward aggressively, swinging heavy and wide, but the older man remained calm, almost effortless, slipping and dodging each attack with smooth, practiced movements. His body moved with quiet precision, using skill instead of strength. The gym held its breath, watching the clash of youth and experience unfold. The older man slid to the left, tapping his gloves lightly to test his timing. The younger man committed to a big right cross. In a flash, the older man planted his foot, pivoted, and unleashed a crisp, sharp uppercut straight to the chin. The punch landed perfectly, cutting through the noise of the gym. The room went still, eyes wide, jaws dropped. No one expected that single, precise blow. The younger man sank down, stunned, not hurt, but clearly humbled. The gym fell into an uneasy silence, unsure whether to cheer or apologize. The older man said nothing. He simply stepped back, gave a humble nod, and let his gloves drop. The weight of the moment hung heavy in the air, a silent respect passing between fighters and onlookers alike. No one spoke. No one laughed. The trainer approached, eyes wide with curiosity. "Sir, where did you learn to punch like that?" he asked. The older man smiled quietly and replied, "Golden Gloves champion, 1973. Went pro after that. Retired undefeated." He paused, then added, "Life took me other places, but some things you never forget." Without another word, he picked up his wraps and left the gym. The crowd was left in awe, silently honoring the master who had just shown them humility and skill. Later, the gym owner hung a photo of the older man from his boxing days, hands raised in victory. Beneath it, a simple message: Respect every fighter. You never know who's watching. The story became a lesson in humility and respect for everyone in that gym. It reminded the young fighters, and all of us, not to judge someone by age or appearance, but by the strength and history behind their eyes. If you found this story inspiring, please like, share, and subscribe for more powerful narratives. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes the quietest voices teach the loudest lessons. Take care.